President Trump has just warned that Social Security, Medicare, and Medicaid could be gone if funding issues aren't resolved. But here's what a lot of people don't know. Trump has promised to protect these programs over and over again, while his budgets have tried to cut them every single year. And if you disagree with me, stick around till the end, because if you're on Medicare or Medicaid right now, or you're about to be eligible soon, you need to understand what's really at risk here, because we're now in week 3 of a government shutdown. That makes this the second longest government shutdown in U.S. history. And the longest shutdown in history was also under Trump. That one lasted 35 days back in 2018 and to 2019. So this is the second time we're breaking records under his presidency, and the fight right now is about healthcare funding. So let me walk you through what's happening. And to do that, we have to go back to 2015 when Trump first ran for president. He made a very clear promise. He said, and I quote, "I was the first and only potential GOP candidate to state that there will be no cuts to Social Security, Medicare, and Medicaid." He said it again in 2015 when he announced his campaign, quote, "I'm not going to cut Social Security like every other Republican, and I'm not going to cut Medicare or Medicaid." Fast forward to December of 2024, right before he took office for his second term, Trump told NBC News, "We're not touching Social Security other than we might make it more efficient, but the people are going to get what they're getting." And in March 2024, he also said, "I will never do anything that will jeopardize or hurt Social Security or Medicare." Now, let me show you what he actually did once he was in office, because the promises are one thing. The actions are something else entirely. In 2017, just 123 days into his first presidency, Trump released his first budget. It proposed cutting Social Security by $64 billion over 10 years, Medicare by $59 billion, and Medicaid by $1.5 trillion. In 2018, Trump's budget proposed cutting Medicare, Medicaid, and Social Security by roughly $2 trillion over 10 years. The biggest cuts were to Medicaid at $1.4 trillion, with $530 billion from Medicare and then $25 billion from Social Security. In 2019, Trump's budget proposed cutting Medicare by about $800 billion over 10 years and Medicaid by hundreds of billions more. In 2020, Trump's budget again proposed cutting Medicare by $600 billion over 10 years. Every single year he was in office, his budget tried to cut these programs. Every single year. And now fast forward to today, Trump is in the second term, and the Social Security Administration is planning to fire nearly 10% of its staff and shut down regional offices. Social Security workers are reportedly so stressed that some are taking anxiety medication daily just to get through their workday. The Trump administration is preparing a new rule that could cut Social Security disability insurance by up to 20%. That could be the largest cut to disability benefits in history. And just this week, Trump warned that if Congress doesn't agree on funding, these programs could, quote, be gone. Let's talk numbers for a second, because this isn't small. Social Security currently provides monthly benefits to about 74 million Americans. That's more than 1 in 5 people in this country. Medicare and Medicaid together cover tens of millions more, especially seniors, people with disabilities, and low-income families. If you're counting on Medicare for your health care, or Medicaid for extra help with costs, or Social Security for your monthly income, any problem with these programs could directly impact your life. So what does this mean in real life for you? Let me break down what you need to know. Right now, your Medicare coverage does continue. Your Medicaid benefits are active. Your Social Security checks are still coming. But the government shutdown doesn't immediately stop these programs. The bigger worry is if these funding fights drag on even longer, you could eventually see delays in getting your benefit payments, fewer services or changes to these programs, changes to who can qualify for the programs, slower times when you file your claims, office closures, making it harder to get help in person. Here's where this gets more important from an insurance planning view. If you're in Original Medicare with a Medigap plan, or if you're in a Medicare Advantage plan, those are contracts with private insurance companies, and those contracts don't disappear because of government funding fights. But here's what you need to think about. If Medicare funding becomes shaky, insurance companies may change their plans. We could see higher premiums, fewer benefits, or changes to what's covered. That's why it's so important to review your options every year during annual enrollment, especially when there's so much uncertainty at the federal level. If you're on Medicaid or you have both Medicare and Medicaid, that's what we call dual eligible. Medicaid helps cover costs that Medicare doesn't, and any changes to Medicaid funding would directly affect how much you pay out of pocket for your Medicare. Here's what I want you to understand. This isn't just about one statement during a government shutdown. This is a systematic pattern. Trump has promised to protect these programs repeatedly in 2015 and 2016 and 2024, and even just a few months ago. But every single budget he has proposed as president tried to cut these programs. Not once, not twice, every year for 4 years straight. And now, just months into his second term, we're seeing staff cuts at Social Security, plans for the largest disability benefit cuts in history, and warnings that these programs could, quote unquote, be gone. I'm not here to tell you what to think about any of this. I'm here to show you the facts so you can make the most informed decision about your health insurance coverage. So, yes, your coverage is active today, but do be smart about this. Stay informed, keep an eye on the news about the shutdown and any changes to Medicare or Medicaid funding. When you hear about changes, pay attention, review your current coverage. Make sure you understand exactly what you have right now. What are your premiums? What's covered? What do you pay out of pocket? Knowing this helps you spot changes to your upcoming plan next year for 2026 quickly. And plan ahead, because this year's annual enrollment period has already started on October 15th and it goes through December 7th. And given everything happening at the federal level, I really do feel like it's more important than ever to compare your options carefully. Keep emergency savings if possible. If there are delays in benefits or your costs go up in 2026, having just a small cushion can help you get through any temporary problems. And write everything down. If you start having delays with claims or benefits, keep records, dates, times, who you talked to, what was said. This helps if you ever need to follow up or file an appeal. The truth is, even without a shutdown, Medicare and Medicaid go through changes every single year. Premiums change, benefits change, plans change. That's why reviewing your coverage every year shouldn't be optional. I think it's essential. And here's something that won't change no matter what happens in Washington. You still have options for Medicare. There are Medicare Advantage plans, there's Medigap plans, there's Part D prescription drug plans, and different ways to set up your coverage based on your needs and budget. My job is to help you understand those options so you can make the best decision for your unique situation. I'm Callie Navrides, a licensed insurance broker and founder of NaviQuote. If you're worried about how any of this might affect your coverage, or if you just want to review your options for 2026, you can reach out to me directly or schedule an appointment. The information is below. I'm here to help you navigate this, answer your questions, and make sure you have coverage you can count on when you need it most. If you found this video helpful, please give it a like and subscribe to my channel so you don't miss important updates about Medicare and your healthcare coverage. And if you have questions about Medicare changes or anything else insurance related, leave them in the comments. I read every single one and I use your questions to make future videos. And after that, click right here to check out my next video with more Medicare insights like this. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see y'all in the next video.